At level 5, your students are now familiar with 6 basic swimming strokes. They understand the basics of these strokes and are ready to progress to more refined arm and leg actions, better timing, and stronger power phases. Plan each lesson so you have time to work on a couple of strokes in depth and maybe review a third.
So now let's look at where your students are with the front crawl.
Their bodies are nearly horizontal and streamlined with a smooth and fluid body roll. The head, trunk, and legs are aligned. You want to see the arms relaxed during recovery. By now, their arms should extend fully underwater in coordination with the body roll. Students should be generating a continuous 2 to 6 beat flutter kick with little to no splashing. Their breathing pattern should also be mostly continuous. Their faces should be in line with their bodies. Some students should exhibit good alternating side breathing by now. Now for the breaststroke. Students' bodies should be mostly horizontal by now, no more than 15 degrees from the surface. The incline of the body should become more level following the kick. During the arm action, they should catch the water at or narrower than shoulder width. The bend in the elbow should increase as the arms move through the power phase. The hands should be deeper than the elbows by the end of the pull, and they shouldn't sweep beyond the upper chest at the end of the power phase. The arms should recover to a streamlined position to glide. In level 5, work with your students so that they draw their heels toward the buttocks with the legs bending only slightly at the hips. Their hips and knees should be aligned, but the knees shouldn't separate beyond hip width. Their ankles should bend and rotate outward with the toes facing out. They should flex their ankles during the recovery, point their toes at the end of the power phase, and hold their legs straight to glide. At this stage, students should be well on their way to coordinating the stroke. The sequence of pull and breathe, kick and glide should be obvious, and the glide should be pronounced. Let's move on to the butterfly. Students' body positions should be nearly horizontal by now, 15 degrees or less below the surface of the water. The trunk, head, and legs should be aligned. Students' arms should enter the water at about shoulder width, fingertips first. The arms start wide, then move in, pushing back toward the feet. Students' arms should be straight during the recovery, although they may still occasionally touch the water. By now, students should move forward in a flowing motion with some effective propulsion. Their legs might separate a little bit, and they may do an occasional flutter kick. Students may still perform the stroke with a single kicking motion, but continue to encourage and remind them of the second kick. You may also need to remind students to take a breath when their heads come up. Then they should press down with their chins and chests to return their faces to the water before the end of the recovery. The arms shouldn't hesitate much after the end of the power phase now. Students' body positions for the elementary backstroke should be nearly horizontal and streamlined with their trunks and legs aligned. At level 5, students should be mastering the arm action of the stroke. Their hands should always be just below the surface. The power phase should begin with the arms fully extended at shoulder level and end at their hips. Work with the students so that the hips and knees are aligned and symmetrical. Ideally, their knees should stay beneath the surface. The heel should drop by bending the knees. The ankle should rotate out, the toes wider than the heels. The lower leg should move in a circular pushing pattern that creates enough power to allow for a consistent glide. Students at level 5 should also use a rhythmic breathing pattern. Inhale on the recovery, exhale on the power phase. They should begin the power phase with their arms and legs at the same time. The arms should recover slightly before the legs. Each stroke should include an extended glide after the power phase. When swimming the back crawl, level 5 students should be able to maintain a nearly horizontal and streamlined body position with the head, back, and ears submerged. Their shoulders, trunks, and legs should be aligned, and they should exhibit body roll. Students' arms should enter the water about shoulder width apart. Students at this level should exhibit an inward and downward sweeping motion as they move through the power phase. Their arms may be partially bent at the elbows, and the hands and forearms should consistently finish beyond the hips. During the recovery, students' hands may exit the water in any way. Their arms might be slightly bent at the elbows. Students should be using a flutter kick. Most swimmers use a 6-beat kick, but cadence may vary. Students' knees should be slightly bent during the upbeat, with the ankles relaxed during the kick. By level 5, students' arm action should be continuous and in opposition to one another. One hand enters the water as the other hand exits the water. There should be no hesitation at the finish. Remind students to inhale as one arm recovers and exhale as the other arm recovers. Finally, let's take a look at the side stroke. When it comes to body position, students' trunks and hips should not lean to the front or back, although they might still occasionally roll. The bottom ear should be in the water. The hand of the leading arm may break the surface during the recovery. However, students should be proficient enough to keep their hands underwater as they perform a shallow arm pull. The hand of the trailing arm may also break the surface and pass the thigh of the top leg as it finishes the power phase. Students' hands should meet at the chest area. This is where the leading arm begins to recover as the trailing arm begins the power phase. However, this may not always happen. Your student should also be refining the scissors kick. During the recovery, the ankle of the top leg should be flexed with the toes of the bottom leg pointed. During the power phase, you should see a fuller extension of the legs. Students should achieve power and glide in a streamlined position. Finally, your students should continue to coordinate the movements of the arms and legs. The legs and trailing arm should recover as the leading arm moves toward the chest. Then, students stroke with the trailing arm while the leading arm recovers. The timing may not be quite correct, but your students will continue to refine this stroke in level 6. By level 5, your students are ready to explore the wonderful world of aquatics. They are proficient in 6 strokes. Strokes that can be used for recreation, fitness, competition, and life-saving.